Tesla will launch unsupervised driving in June 2025. That's what Musk says, right? So take it with a grain of salt. I know that Musk usually delivers eventually, and he's usually late, but this isn't something to ignore, especially if you live in Austin. Tesla will launch an unsupervised, no one in the car RoboTaxi service in Austin, Texas in June 2025, Elon Musk said in an earnings call on yesterday. We just want to put a toe in the water, make sure everything's okay, put a few more toes in the water with the safety of the general public and those in the car as a top priority. The vehicle will be part of a fleet owned by Tesla and not customers' personal vehicles. Musk has previously promised Tesla customers would be able to add their own vehicles to a Tesla network for ride-hailing. Let's focus on this bit for a second. Tesla is going to be competing directly with rideshare drivers in Austin, Texas in June, right? Directly. Now, I will say, I do like Tesla's overall model where drivers will be able to have their own fleets on their networks. That's cool. That gives rideshare drivers something they can step up into if that's something they want. But as we are seeing, Tesla's going to have their own fleet. Now, if they have their own fleet indefinitely, are they going to have their own fleet with other people's personal fleets? I don't know. But this year, 2025 in Austin, they are going to be directly competing with Uber and Lyft in a way that human drivers can't compete with. We can't go on the Tesla network and drive with them. Not yet, right? So if you're in Austin, you should be worried, right? And we'll continue this article, but I don't have it on the docket for today. But I know that even Lyft self-driving Austin seems to be the battleground right now for where all these companies want to put their self-driving cars. This is for Uber. So sorry, not Lyft. So it says customers in Austin, Atlanta will hail Waymo vehicles in the Uber app, right? So, right, we haven't even talked about all the places Waymos are going to show up. Atlanta is one of them. I'm very interested in seeing that one. That's the closest city to me. But it's Austin too. We have Waymos coming to Austin. I know Lyft is partnered with some companies. I'm not sure if they're going to Austin. Waymos are coming to Austin. Tesla's coming to Austin. And I follow someone on Twitter who drives in Austin, and he currently complains that he's not making enough money, right? That he's having to do severe cherry picking to even be comfortable with the money he's making. But these same people that I'm interacting with constantly don't think this is a threat. It's so weird to me. It's like, I just don't see where the lack of like connection is. It's so weird. So it says they will be available for paid trips and will arrive without anyone behind the wheel, Musk claimed. Over the years, the Tesla CEO has caught a lot of flack for repeatedly promising that fully autonomous vehicles were just 1 or 2 years away and then failing to deliver. Now, the timeline of Musk's promises has been shortened significantly. Initially, he said before 2027. So now we're supposedly getting it 6 months before 2026. This is not some far off mythical situation. It's literally, 5-6 months away. In its letter to shareholders, Tesla said its customers have cumulatively driven over 3 billion miles on full self-driving, supervised, the company's advanced driver system as of January. Tesla says that FSD is a precursor to fully autonomous vehicles, but the company warns customers that they need to continue to pay attention to the road since the system does not make the vehicle autonomous. The company also claims to have increased AI training compute by over 400% in 2024. They built some new factories. The company recently posted video of dozens of Model 3 and Model Y vehicles without human intervention. The vehicles have no human safety driver inside them as they are seen driving a 1.2-mile route on Tesla's private, enclosed factory roads. Musk said that unsupervised Tesla vehicles will soon be operating similarly at its factory in Texas. So here's the video. So there's no sound here. These are Tesla vehicles that have been produced. They're coming off the assembly line, and they have trained them to drive themselves to be staged for loading, which is pretty cool. Some people's jobs went away with this one, but from a technological standpoint, this is pretty cool. From a rideshare self-driving standpoint, this is a closed track with predictable directions for the car. So I wouldn't use this as real-world reflection, but this is still hard, right? That they got here was hard. And if Tesla, who has built rockets, reusable rockets, if I had to bet who's going to figure out autonomous driving, Tesla's up there. Google takes the safe approach with their Waymos. They've been doing a lot of testing, and they have a lot of real-world data to use that relates to rideshare, whereas Tesla has real-world data, yes, but not in the way that relates to rideshare. it'll be interesting to see who becomes the leader here, right? With Elon being Trump's best friend in the world, I do expect that he will be able to bypass a lot of regulations. President Trump is for deregulating things, whether you agree or disagree. It's not the point of this conversation. Historically speaking, Trump likes to deregulate and has said he will deregulate. So that might give Musk the ability to go out and expand faster, which isn't great for rideshare drivers, unless you believe that rideshare drivers have nothing to worry about, which I don't know why you would believe that. Bloomberg previously reported that Tesla was in conversations with Austin's autonomous vehicle task force about launching a RoboTaxi service. So they're already talking to people in Texas about it. To be sure, Tesla's approach to autonomous driving differs significantly from most other companies. The automaker only uses cameras to power its vehicle's perception system and does not utilize LiDAR as a redundant sensor. Waymo does. The company also releases selective safety statistics that have been criticized for lacking details. I'm not a fan. And FSD Supervise has many shortcomings. It struggles with basic perception issues like wet roads, sunlight glare. FSD sometimes fails to recognize motorcyclists. A 28-year-old motorcycle owner was killed outside of Seattle earlier this year by a Model S driver who was using the driver assistant feature. And I expect to see more articles where self-driving cars have done something that we wish it didn't. Statistically speaking, it happens less with the self-driving car. The only problem is we don't know who we're going to blame, right? If I go out and buy a Tesla just for the purpose of self-driving, and that Tesla hits someone and kills them, who's liable there, right? That's probably the biggest thing that will stop me from joining the autonomous vehicle race if I'm able to afford a car that can drive itself, right? It's something that I'd be interested in, but I will not play around with it until I'm sure that I know what happens if the car that I bought kills someone. I'm not going to jail over this stuff. It's just no. So that's probably the thing that will hold me back the most. So we'll see. And I don't think these questions will be answered until they start happening. So Tesla has been testing a RoboTaxi service with employees in the Bay Area since last year. The vehicles arrived with safety drivers behind the wheel who are ready to intervene in case anything goes wrong. Musk has said he expects to roll out a paid ride-hailing service in California and Texas starting 2025. This year, guys, this year, right? California already has self-driving cars in LA. We have Waymo there already, and we're going to get another one there. But for some reason, some of the drivers there aren't concerned. Tesla is not currently licensed to operate a commercial autonomous ride-hailing service in California, which makes it seem like they are in Austin. In the call, Musk said he's confident Teslas will release unsupervised FSD in California and additional parts of the US later this year. Musk revealed the company's sleek Cybercab earlier this year. It was a cool event. All right, so yeah, I don't know, man. Just we'll keep reading these self-driving car articles, and hopefully I'm able to convince some people to take the financial steps to protect themselves, even if I'm wrong, right? I want to be wrong. I want you to make as much money as possible. But I want you to take the safety precautions to protect yourself for when I'm right, or if I'm right. It sounded a little pretentious of me, right?